How you doing, guys and gals? It's Doug Wilson from Yellowhawk Customs Outdoors. It's dark outside. I've just posted some pictures on the click, and I asked the guys if they want to see me dress this animal that I dispatched with slingshot, right? So, like, I eat rabbit. I like rabbit. It tastes good. Doesn't taste like chicken. It tastes like rabbit, right? So I'm going to do a field dressing video, but it's going to be in the house because it's dark outside and the GoPro doesn't work well in the dark, right? So basically, we got the rabbit here now, right? And here's the knife that I'm going to dress the rabbit with, okay? What do you think? Will it work? Huh? What do you think? That'll work, right? I just chop him in half. That's how you do it, right? Is that how you do it? I don't know. I mean, I've never done this before, so I'm just going to ad-lib it. There's 1,000 ways to field dress a rabbit. I want to dress him so I can eat him, okay? I don't really care about saving the hide right now, but you think that knife will work? I just kind of chop him in half and then quarter him up and throw him in a frying pan. What do you think? All right, guys. Stay tuned, and you'll see how I sometimes dress a rabbit. We'll be right back. All right, so I'm going to use the LMF for this, okay? It's got a nice keen edge on it. You know, we designed this knife to also be a skinner, right? It's got that continuous belly on the front there. It's just a wide drop point blade that is good for skinning. I've skinned animals with this before. I've dressed animals with this knife, so you know, this is a no biggie, no brainer. Basically, I've already expressed the urine out of his bladder. There might still be a little bit more in there. Rigor mortis is starting to set in on this animal, so I want to get him dressed so it's not hard to get off the skin or anything like that, okay? So basically, the first thing I do is I don't pluck them or try to take the hair off or anything, okay? The first thing I do is I go down to the abdomen here and I make a little cut, all right? Just cut into the abdomen, okay? And make sure that you do not cut into the gut sac, okay? There's organs and bile, all kinds of shit in there that if you puncture it, you're going to taint your meat and you're not going to want to eat the animal. You're not even... This guy's starting to bloat and everything now, so I want to hurry up and get him done so I can get his guts out, okay? And basically what I do is I just work the hide off, right? You get your hands in here, you get your fingers in here, you peel it off, right? Just start peeling it off. And I'm not worried about tearing the hide. I don't care about that. I'm not going to keep the hide. It's already starting to get hard to get off, okay? So all right, so you work your way up to the chest here, and then you grab the legs, you pull them through, right? And get your finger through the leg there, right at the elbow joint. You pull the leg out, okay, that's one. All right, get up there, get the other leg out, bend it, right? Try to get your finger through there without tearing the hide, right? I don't do this with gloves on. Some animals I do, but rabbits I don't. They're usually pretty clean. All right, you want to take that off, okay? Now I got his feet out. I'm working it up toward the head here, right? There we go. Now you want to try, as you do this, to save your meat, okay? Because that's what you're going after here. Alright. Alright, so I'm going to work my way down here. I'm going to start pulling the legs out. Then I didn't get all the urine out of his bladder. I can feel it down here. Alright. So I got to hurry up and I usually like to take my time with this. Like I said, this guy's starting to harden up and I want to get him done. Okay, so there we go. Alright, and then I just take here and I rip it. Okay, this is a male rabbit. Flip him around. Take his other leg out. Get your fingers underneath, right behind his knee here, right? And just rip it off, all right? There we go. Okay, and I peel it toward the back, right? I put my finger right at the base of the tail here, right? And I cut the entire tail off, all right? Make sure you don't cut yourself, all right? The entire tail comes off with it, and then you can just peel the rest of the hide toward the head, okay? All right? Now, I'm not going to save the brains. I'm not saving the head. I'm not doing anything like that. If I was going to save the, look at the trauma there from where I hit him. And those balls go at like 260 miles an hour. So, okay? I'm just going to cut his head off right here, okay? Right here at the neck, right? So I'm just going to cut his head off. I'm going to do what they call jointing, all right? I'm going to look for a joint so I don't dull my knife blade along the spinal column here, and then, all right, go right through, take the head off, the whole skin, everything, put it to the side, all right? Now you're going to lose tufts of hair and shit like that. It's going to happen. It's a dirty, messy job sometimes. Now the entire skin is off, okay? So the next thing I do is I pierce the skin, okay? Right here at the abdomen. Ooh, I got him, didn't I? All right, so this is going to ruin the meat if I'm not careful, okay? So you want to keep that away from the meat, all right? So you got to be real careful of this. All right, I'm going to split up here, go all the way up into the sternum, all right, and then you drag everything out, okay? Just get it away from the meat. If you pierce those intestines, opening it up, then hurry up and take it over to the sink and wash it off, or the stream, or whatever, right? Get that stuff off the meat. Okay, so the rest of this I can do. Now you can see the liver. I'm going to sit him over here for a second. He's nice and clean now, okay? So the other thing I like to do is I like to inspect all the organs. The liver, make sure the liver is nice and red, and if it's got nodules and it's real hard, then the animal's probably sick, okay? This is a pretty healthy animal. I can tell by the liver. It's nice and red and gorged with blood. Now, except for nicking the large intestine a little bit, that was a pretty clean dress. And like I said, if you nick it, feces, large intestine material and stuff, not too bad as long as you clean it off quick, okay? I don't like anything touching my meat that's not meat, you know what I mean? But if you get it off quick, it doesn't taint it, all right? So, and I did nick the large intestine just a little bit here, and you saw it spill out. Okay, here's the stomach, right? the liver, small intestines, large intestines here, kidneys. All right, I don't know where the other one is. I'll probably feed this to the dog. All right, look at the, okay, we're good. Okay, so that the meat doesn't touch any of this, I'm going to put this over here, right, on the sink. And to be honest with you, unless I'm really freaking hungry, I don't eat the kidneys and the heart and everything like that. Now the next thing we got to do, I'm going to wash my hands off just for a second. Okay, so next thing we're going to do here is we're going to reach into the chest cavity, right? Here's the other kidney right here. There's the other kidney. All right, we're going to reach into the chest cavity. We're going to pull out the lungs and the heart. I think I already got the heart. No, I didn't. Hear this. All right, we're going to pull that out, right? And there it is. There's the heart right here. Now, a lot of people will eat the heart. You don't want to eat the lungs. The lungs are, right? They don't even taste good. Some people eat the heart. I'm not going to eat it. I'm not a big organ meat guy, right? And you just make sure that this is a fairly recent kill, so there's a lot of blood, okay? The next thing I'd like to do, all right, and there's the bladder. I do not want to open up the bladder either, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut right here, right? And I'm going to remove the testicles and the bladder. All in one shot, okay? And I'm going to do it over at the sink real quick, all right? So, and I'm just going to reach down, pull them off. All right, we're pretty good to go here. Take some of this, you can put it on a fresh piece of paper here, okay? So there's the dressed rabbit right there, all right? There he is, okay? Now you can quarter this up. I tell you, by far, the most tasty part of the rabbit are the back straps right here, okay? You can clean them up even more, right? But basically, he's finished, okay? Usually, when I'm in the field and I am going to cook this guy over a fire, I'll either put him on a spit or I'll quarter him up and throw them in a frying pan or something like that, okay? Maybe a stew or whatever. There's a lot of things you can do with a rabbit, okay? But these wings right here, I don't find these very tasty, okay? You can eat them. I don't find them tasty. The back straps are what I'm after, and the back legs, okay? Front legs have a fair amount of meat on them as well, but that's it. That's all it takes, right? Now that was kind of messy going, but there's your field dressed rabbit, okay? Or dressed rabbit, okay? Then, like I said, you can quarter them up. You can do whatever you want with them. Fry them in a pan, put them in a stew, throw them on a spit, that kind of thing, okay? I'm not going to cook them now. I don't have the time. I got to go out and edit some more videos. But I promised you guys I would do the video to show you that, yeah, I'm going to eat the frickin' rabbit after I kill it, okay? All right, guys. Let me dry my hands off real quick. None of this meat got tainted, right? Because as soon as anything hit the meat, I washed it right off really quick, okay? Sometimes that doesn't work. Sometimes you get bile on the meat or whatever, right? And it just smells. This is pretty good to go, okay? So we're good to go. All right, that's it, man. Okay, so I want to show you a quick way of getting rid of the feet, right? The front legs, you know, the arms, the hands, and the feet, okay? When I'm at home, sometimes when I'm in the field, I have a pair of wire strippers or wire cutters or something, big heavy duty ones. I'll just cut the legs off with these, all right? So I don't dull my knife, okay? If it's a small enough rabbit, you can take them off with your multi-tool. You know, the pliers are your multi-tool. If the jaws are heavy enough, you know, there's the big heavy wire cutters on some of the multi-tools. You can cut them off with that. But I like to use these sometimes so it doesn't dull my knife. The other thing you can do is joint the animal. Like, look for, you know, follow the joint around. And there's really no way to not dull the blade of your knife to take the feed off, okay? This is CPM 3V, so I'm not too scared about doing it, all right? But if you don't want to dull your knife on bones, sometimes you can take a rock, right? Smash it until it's nice and pulpy, right? And then cut through it, right? Then these guys, the front legs are real easy. I just snip them off. That's it. That's all it takes. Okay? Now you got a nice, clean, dressed rabbit. You can do whatever you want with it. Quarter it. Throw it in a stew. You know, some guys, I tell you, just grab the rabbit for the back straps. They fry them up or cut it up, put it in stew or whatever, okay? So, like I said, I don't have time to cook it tonight. But I'll show you. That's what we're working with right there. Okay? We really didn't skin anything, right, with the knife. All we did is kind of cut holes in the hide and ripped it off. With rabbits, it's real easy. With squirrels, it's real easy. As you go up the food chain, raccoons and deer and elk and moose, and it's a lot harder to take the hide off, and then you have to skin. You have to remove the meat from the actual skin as you work it. Okay, and that's what takes a sharp knife, preferably in my case CPM 3V. Okay, so this LMF has seen a lot of blood. I'm not a huge hunter. I'd rather, you know, do primitive stuff, you know, slingshots and stuff like that, but traps and snares. But I want to say this: primitive trapping is illegal in almost all of the 50 states. I think all of them. I think primitive trapping is illegal in all 50 states. So, I'm not condoning it, right? All right, guys, that's it. This is Doug Wilson, Yellow Hawk Customs Outdoors, and Kiva. Where's Kiva? Hi, Kiva. Right? Damn, I really, really wanted to dress that rabbit with this knife. This is a Boosie WTF. Boosie WTF. We're getting ready to throw some KYDEX clothing on it. That's going to be badass. All right, guys. We'll see you. Thanks for watching.